Hello and welcome to Gierok Farms. This afternoon we got some smaller projects to take care of. I'm currently filming this in the beginning of April and winter's still having a hard time leaving. It's been a cold spring so far. Today it was supposed to be in the 50s and it's more like 30, 35 with some pretty decent wind. But anyways, to start off here, we got to pull the feeder wagon out of the dairy cow lot here. So I got to move some equipment around and get that out of there so our switch cows aren't eating that premium hay all day and all night. So trying to ration that off here as we get closer to spring. We'll use the MTA to move that wagon. Mason's got the heat houser on it yet from when it was take your tractor to school day. It was pretty cold that day, so he threw that on there, and something a little different. You don't see an old M, especially with a heat houser on it, now at drive your tractor to school day. Give it a little fuel here. Choke. Some of the aftermarket things like this from back in the day. I think the brand on this is Regal or something like that. Isn't that something cool to see? It's surprising it's still in decent shape because that's just canvas and like a plexiglass, some plastic type material for the windshield. Get the cows put away here and then we'll move on to the next project. Now we're gonna put up another salt feeder. If you watched the previous video, we like how that bigger one turned out, so Dad made a smaller one and now we're gonna hang it up.
So I was thinking of drilling through the rungs, and you see how that's coved in a little bit?
Yep.
When we put that bolt in, it should push it out some.
That steel piece is your bottom.
I'm just wondering where I should drill a hole here. Maybe just do, but get it up against here, I would say. Now. Right there's got to come through, but otherwise I got a bigger bit we could maybe try to use. turn it in some?
Yeah, maybe.
Taste the camera. At least you guys didn't fall in that pile of manure.
When it comes to putting the salt feeder on, we're kind of fighting because our bolts ain't long enough. But
Well, they're long enough, but we got to make the tire flex, which is such a stiff tire. So
it'd be nice if our bolts were like 6 inches longer.
otherwise, we have to use the pallet fork or something and shove it inside. Something's got to push against it.
Okay, we finally got it bolted on. We kind of had to pry and push, but we got 4 bolts in there, so it should be fastened down fairly decent.
Problem is the bit ain't long enough to go all the way through.
We got it anchored down pretty good. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon, but it should last. Now we got to get the mineral out of the old feeder and the new one. So. Yeah, the smaller tire definitely fits in there nicer.
That's actually off my manure spreader, and I think we ended up puncturing it someplace somehow, so I'd replace that. Big, wide.
Instead of putting the pipes in there, you just put a piece of...
Well, I started with the pipes, but then that didn't look like it was going to work right, and then this is some flat iron that was already curved off a cultivator. And it had some holes in it. I had to drill some different holes, but to kind of hold everything in this area from going inward. Otherwise, if it's too skinny, they can't get their nose in there right, or this way the whole head actually fits in there and it all stays dry. And then on top, the neat thing about a rib tire like this, any water that gets right here will run off the edges.
It's almost like it's got its own gutters.
Yeah. See, like our barrel system over there, it's not really doing much good at all. Whatever that catches on top runs right in anyway. So someday we'll redo that one too, since we got a good idea going.
Yeah, as long as these hold up. And there's that feeder we made in a prior video. So we got that old feeder out of there. Hopefully this new tire feeder works out well. Hopefully both of them work out well. They should hold up longer being rubber. So we are done with the salt feeder project. Now we got to shuffle some equipment around. Dad's headed down to our other shed with the skid steer. He's gonna grab 2 straw bales down there, and then he's gonna help me start the 1066. Being that it's a little warmer afternoon than it has been this spring, we're hoping we got a shot at starting it. I'm gonna bring the jumper cables and the 4-wheeler. We got a generator down there and other tractors, so we might be able to jump off of that. We'll see. But hopefully we can get this thing going and get that 1066 back up here with my planter, so I can do a little work to my planter, and then the 10 can be up here too while we work on the 7405 and that Oliver. This afternoon we're gonna be moving some equipment around and getting things ready for the week, and that way we can dive right into projects when the weather isn't so nice this spring. Man, the weather really changed from this morning. Sun shining. It's gonna turn out to be a nice afternoon. There they are, just hanging out, waiting. Yeah, we'll probably have to try to use the M to reach.
Pull ahead here, get this running. Just so we figure out how to hook this up. Maybe we should just try it. It's cold. Siege of those batteries. Every time you get new ones. That running, it might reach. We don't even have to move it. We'll just move it out. What you should do, you would get at the start right here. You can't. It's not. Everything's locked up under the cab. It's super starting. But I don't know. That's a pretty small battery over there to do anything over here. I think that's part of it. And maybe just as well if we don't drag this home in the mud. It's pretty soft. Well, we tried it.
Well, we tried with that 1066, but not enough juice coming off that M to get that started. And you can't really get to the starter on that tractor. It's all tucked up in. So I think we're just gonna get some new batteries for it this week and then just be done with it. That was interesting to watch him shimmy those straw bales out of here sideways, not drop it on anything. Mariska's checking out the place. Right, Mariska. Making sure there's nobody in here hiding out in a trailer full of straw or anything. Making sure we ain't got no raccoons or anything in here. Oh, it's a bummer we couldn't get that started, but I'm sure it's due for batteries anyways. We couldn't spot a date on the top of them, but we're both guessing that they're pretty old just looking at them. We'll meet again sometime soon. I think Mariska might have sniffed something out. I heard her barking back there. Mariska, come on, let's go. All right, I'm headed back to the yard. Took a little convincing to get Mariska out of there. She was pretty interested in what was going on with them wagons. I'll head back to the yard and move some of that other equipment around, I guess. So we're gonna move the 7405 to the front half of the shop. We're gonna take the chains off back here. Hopefully we're done with needing chains this year.